You've been praying about money, fasting for breakthrough, binding and loosing over your finances, and nothing changed. Your bank account still preaches the same depressing sermon at the end of every month. Meanwhile, the guy at your office who doesn't even go to church just bought his second property, and you're sitting there wondering, God, am I doing something wrong? Did I miss the moment? Where is my wealth transfer? Here's what nobody told you in church. Increase is not the finish line. It's a test. It reveals you. Listen, sudden money doesn't just change your life. It exposes it, your habits, your discipline, your integrity, your leaks. Promotion is an X-ray. Windfall is a mirror. If your container is cracked, more oil just makes a bigger mess. If your patterns are chaotic at $2,000 a month, they'll be catastrophic at $20,000. Stop fantasizing about the bag and start asking, can my life hold it? Increase is not the finish line. It's an exam you either pass with stewardship or fail with chaos. Let me put it in your lap. If God dropped $50,000 on you by Friday, would it bless you or expose you? Would that money accelerate a plan or feed an appetite? Would you know line by line where the first dollar goes, the 10th dollar goes, the 1,000th dollar goes? Or would you wake up 2 months later with nicer shoes, a heavier subscription list, and the same stress plus taxes you didn't prepare for? Money doesn't rewrite character, it amplifies it. It multiplies your decisions, good ones and bad ones. I'm not preaching prosperity gospel, not name it and claim it, and I'm not anti-money. Wealth is a tool, an assignment, a trust. I'm not talking about pay your tithe and God will bless you. That's real, but that's page 1. God already answered your prayer for financial wisdom in Proverbs, in Genesis, in the mouth of Jesus himself. The Bible mentions money over 2,300 times because God knew you'd need more than slogans. He gave you a system, step by step, page by page. I'm waiting on God. God is waiting on you. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. So here's the truth that will save you from another year of hype. God releases increase to stewards who are ready, prepared, disciplined, accountable, people who can manage it without leaking, collapsing, or compromising. And readiness is not a mood. It's measurable. We're going to run a readiness test, not vibes, evidence. Can you tell your money where to go before it goes? Do you have a plan to break the slave chain of debt before you ask for more weight to carry? Are your appetites under control, or are you a city with broken walls? Do you have skill oil or just shouting? Systems, not superstition. Counsel, not confusion. Budget, debt strategy, self-control, skill, storage, multiplication with clean hands. We're about to test it all. Stay right here. Do not click away and forfeit your exam. Tonight we stop chanting for transfer and start becoming transfer ready. Pick up your pen. Open your Bible. Open your eyes. The test has begun. Hear me. You called it an attack because the money didn't hit your account when you wanted it. You rebuked the devil. You fasted 3 days. You sowed a seed and waited, and it didn't land. Here's what nobody told you in church. Sometimes that no was God's mercy, not punishment, protection. He refuses to fund dysfunction. He will not pour new wine into a cracked container. He loves you too much to give you a weight your character can't carry. Increase exposes leaks, and a good father will fix the walls before he sends the flood. Scripture is not confused about this. Whoever is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much. Luke 16:10. Translation: stewardship precedes scale, not the other way. In the parable of the talents, the master takes from the one who hid the bag and gives it to the one who multiplied. Matthew 25:29. That wasn't favoritism. That was protection and principle. God already set the rule. Multiplication attracts more. Negligence loses even what it thinks it has. He will not violate his own word to match our hype. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Let's expose the hidden leak. You don't need more money first. You need stronger walls. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Proverbs 25:28. If your appetites run the gate, the enemy doesn't need a battering ram. Your impulses leave the door wide open. That late-night scroll that turns into buy now. That unplanned eating out that bleeds 100 here, 100 there. That I deserve it purchase that mortgages your tomorrow to medicate today. More income without walls is just more to lose. You think a raise will heal the chaos? I'm telling you, character will. Self-control is not optional. It is the wall around your wealth, and stop spiritualizing what is simply unplanned. Faith without works is dead, James 2:17. Dead, not weak, not struggling, dead. A dead faith cannot produce a living income. You can't pray away what you refuse to plan away. You can't rebuke what you keep repeating. You can't fast your way around the basic obedience of order. Jesus didn't rebuke towers. He told you to count the cost before you build one. That's not a vibe. That's math. That's stewardship. So before we chant transfer, we talk containers. God fills what's prepared. Your budget is a container. Your skill is a container. Your calendar is a container. Your boundaries are a lid. If the container is cracked through secrecy, through compulsive spending, through undisciplined giving that has no plan, He is not withholding, He is holding you until you're whole. That delay you hate might be the Spirit doing surgery, repairing your walls, resetting your appetites, retraining your hands. Here's what I need you to do tonight. Ask God to build your capacity before you beg for increase. Pray this honest prayer, Lord, fix my container. Then prove that prayer with action. Delete one impulse trigger, set one boundary, put one small system in place, because the next move is this. The oil never stops, because God is stingy. It stops where your preparation ends. We're about to talk jars, and we're about to get ready to hold what you've been asking for. Let me show you the blueprint in the story you already know, but never read as a financial manual. A widow, a creditor threatening her sons. Desperation meets instruction. Elisha doesn't hand her a check. He hands her a system. What do you have in your house? Nothing except a jar of oil. Then the plan. Go borrow vessels from your neighbors, empty ones, not a few. Go inside, shut the door, pour, fill. When the vessels are full, set one aside. When the last jar took the last drop, the text says the oil stopped. Then the follow-up. Go, sell the oil, pay your debts, and you and your sons live on the rest. 2 Kings 4. Hear me, the miracle was real. And it flowed at the speed of her preparation. It rose to the level of her logistics. It ended where her jars ended. God multiplied, she managed. Heaven provided the oil, earth provided the containers. That's the part church culture keeps skipping. We shout over the oil. We ignore the jars. We want overflow with no shelves. We want harvest with no barns. We cry transfer while denying the system that can hold it. Meanwhile, the Spirit is whispering the same verbs to you. He gave her borrow, shut, pour, sell, pay, live. That's not vibes. That's a workflow. So what are jars in 2026? A zero-based budget where every dollar gets an assignment. Separate accounts. One for bills, one for spending, one for taxes if you're self-employed. An emergency fund so crisis doesn't turn into a credit card sermon. A debt plan, smallest to largest, so pay your debts is not a fantasy line but a calendar line. A business system, invoicing, contracts, delivery timelines, a simple CRM, clear prices in writing, mentors and counsel, because jars also look like people with wisdom who keep you from dumb mistakes. Boundaries. No mixing business and romance. No handshake deals. No money out without a receipt in. These are not nice-to-haves. These are containers. And yes, obedience shows up as logistics. Stop calling it lack of faith when it's lack of folders. You keep asking God for more, but you won't even automate your savings. You prophesy abundance, but your tax money lives in the same account as your impulse buys. Then you're shocked when the refund disappears, when the bonus evaporates, when the side hustle cash turns to smoke. The oil didn't betray you. You ran out of jars. God multiplies what you bring him to manage. He will breathe on structure. He will honor order. He will release weight to systems that can carry it without leaks. Not because he's stingy, but because he's a father. He won't flood your living room when you've still got holes in the floorboards. Build first, then fill. Here's where we're going next. We're about to count your jars, not theory, inventory. How many containers do you have ready right now? Can you tell your money where to go? Can you keep the oil from leaking? Don't flinch. Don't make excuses. Tonight we measure capacity so heaven can measure out increase. Readiness test number 1. Jesus already told you what to do. Which of you, intending to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, lest after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock? Luke 14:28-30. Translation: budgeting is not optional. It's obedience. It's protection against public embarrassment. You don't get to shout, transfer, and skip the sit-down. You want a tower? Sit down, count, assign. If you don't command your money with a plan, your money will obey your impulses. Here's the readiness metric, and I want you to feel the weight of it. If I stopped you right now and gave you 60 seconds, could you tell me where last month's money went? Top 5 categories, percentages, and the exact dollar you regret. If you cannot explain it in a minute, you are not ready for more. Not because God is cruel, but because he refuses to fund confusion. Money without instructions follows emotion. And your emotions are expensive. So here's the tactic. For the next 30 days, you will track every expense. Every single thing. Coffee, gas, rent, Apple charges, late-night DoorDash, offerings, cash at the hairdresser. Write it down the moment you spend it. Notes app, spreadsheet, envelope slips, doesn't matter. Date, vendor, amount, category, no rounding, no I'll remember it later. You won't. At the end of 30 days, categorize and identify the bleed. Where are you leaking? Subscriptions you forgot? Eating out that equals a car payment. Target runs baptized as self-care. Truth is deliverance. The bleed you name is the bleed you can bind. Now build the plan. 4 buckets: giving, saving, needs, wants. Assign percentages before the money shows up. Pre-decide your obedience. Example starting point: giving 10%, saving 10 to 20% until your emergency fund is full. Needs 50 to 60%, rent/mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance. Wants 10 to 20%. Dining out, entertainment, non-essentials. This is not law, it's scaffolding. The point is assignment. Zero-base the thing so every dollar has a job and no dollar wanders. Then automate what you can so discipline doesn't have to fight you every Friday. Auto transfer giving on payday. Auto transfer savings to a separate account with no debit card. Auto pay fixed bills. Reduce the number of decisions where your flesh can sabotage your future. Here's what I need you to do tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. Pull last month's statements and highlight everything into those 4 buckets. Write a budget for the very next check, income at the top, then giving, saving, needs, wants, with dollar amounts beside each. If your income is variable, use your lowest predictable month as the base. Treat anything above it as overflow that flows to saving and debt. We'll hit that in the next test. Rename your accounts if you have to: bills, spending, savings. Set one automatic transfer for savings on payday. Put a sticky note on your card with the word plan so you have to see covenant before you swipe. Do this and you will feel something you haven't felt in a while. Authority, peace, order. Heaven funds what you manage. Sit down and count. Command your money or your appetites will. Start tonight. Readiness test number 2. God already said it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Proverbs 22:7. Slave. Call it what it is. Bondage with a logo on it. Every swipe is a small surrender of tomorrow. Those minimums are not harmless. They are handcuffs. Debt is not just a bill, it's ownership. You sold slices of your future in payments, and now you're asking heaven to build a house on land you already deeded to Visa. Hear me. Increase can't build your future if your future is already assigned to lenders. Here's the readiness metric, and I'm not softening it. If a 20% income increase would disappear into your minimums, car, cards, student loans, buy now, pay later, you are not ready for transfer. You're ready for more payments. And God is a father. He won't fund your Pharaoh. He's trying to deliver you from slavery, not decorate your chains. Romans says, owe no one anything except to love them. Psalm says, the wicked borrow and do not repay. That's not condemnation, that's clarity. Debt is a master. Freedom is a mandate. Strategy now, not shame. Steps. Step 1. List every single debt. Smallest balance to largest. Card A, $340. Store card, $710. Phone, $1,200. Car, $13,500. Student loan, $28,000. Everything. Interest rates beside each. Step 2. Pick your weapon. Snowball for momentum. Attack the smallest first, then roll the payment to the next and the next. Avalanche for math. Attack the highest interest first to minimize cost. Both work. Pick one. Commit. Step 3. Make minimums on all, then throw every extra dollar at the target debt until it dies. When it dies, do not celebrate with a purchase. Roll that freed payment immediately, same day to the next. Repeat. No pauses, no vacations on borrowed money. This is war. Boundary teaching, because this is deliverance too. Stop using debt to fund identity. No more image upgrades. You can't afford to keep up a persona God didn't assign you. Self-control is spiritual warfare. Every financed flex is a hole in your wall. Draw hard lines. No new debt during the war. Freeze the cards, literally, if you must. Remove them from your wallet, your browser, your phone. Unsubscribe from the sale emails that disciple you into bondage. If your car is eating your future, sell the car and buy a faithful beater for a season. Humility now, honor later. Here's what I need you to do tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. Cancel one expense. Cut one subscription. Lower one bill with a phone call. Take that exact dollar amount and set up an automatic extra payment toward your smallest balance. This week, sell one item, shoes, tech, furniture you don't need. Post it on a local marketplace. When it sells, don't touch it. Send it straight to the target debt within 24 hours. Celebrate the kill, then reload. Repeat. You are not cursed. You are not destined to be a slave. Freedom is built one obedient payment at a time. God won't pour increase into a cracked container, and He won't finance your captivity. Fix the chains first. Choose your method. Make the list. Move the money. Start tonight. Readiness test number 3. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Proverbs 25:28. Translation: no walls, no wealth. Money flows out wherever your boundaries are missing. You don't just have a money problem, you have a gate problem. The enemy doesn't need to steal what you hand him through impulse. Wealth doesn't break people. Uncontrolled appetites do. Let me expose the real thief. It's not only a low paycheck, it's late fees because you don't set reminders. It's subscriptions discipling you every month for shows you don't watch. It's a treat-yourself theology that uses self-care to justify self-sabotage. Emotional spending after a hard week. One-click buys at midnight. DoorDash totals that equal a small car note. That's not spiritual warfare out there. That's a lack of walls in here. The Bible already told you the fruit of the Spirit includes self-control. Galatians 5:23. Fruit, not a feeling. Evidence, so we build. Practical bricks in your wall. Brick 1. Institute the 24-hour rule for every non-essential. If it's not a bill, a grocery need, or a pre-planned purchase in your budget, it waits a full day. Desire that survives delay is likely a decision. Everything else was a mood. Brick 2. Delete stored cards from your phone, browser, and shopping apps. One click is one leak. Force friction. If you have to get up, get your wallet, and type the numbers, you just added a gatekeeper to your own heart. Brick 3. Cancel 3 subscriptions tonight. Not someday. 3. The trial you forgot, the premium tier you never use, the auto ship you keep postponing but still pay for. Brick 4. Cash envelopes for your weak categories. Dining out, groceries, Target runs. Put the month's budget in labeled envelopes. When the envelope is empty, the spending is done. You don't argue with empty. You submit to it. And fasting, let's fix this. If you can fast food but can't fast spending, you're starving the wrong appetite. Isaiah says a true fast breaks yokes, so break the yoke on your wallet. Announce a 30-day spending fast on your leak category. No emotional swipes. No I earned it loopholes. Govern desire. Because faith without restraint is just noise. Here's your readiness metric. Can you say no to yourself and keep saying it until your budget says yes? Real wealth requires repeatable refusals. Jesus conquered the wilderness with, "It is written," not "I felt like it." You conquer checkout with, "It is budgeted," not "I deserve it." Now move. Tonight, pick one leak category. 1. Name it aloud. Write it on a sticky note and put it on your card. Lock it down for 30 days. Set your 24-hour rule alarm in your phone. Delete saved cards. Cancel 3 subscriptions before you sleep. Withdraw cash for the week category and seal the envelope. Tell an accountability partner and send them a Sunday screenshot of your spending. Track victory days on your fridge like a war map. You are not powerless. The spirit in you is not weak, not struggling, able. Build your walls and your money will finally have a city to protect. God will not pour oil into an unguarded street. Show him gates, show him discipline. He doesn't reward wishes, he rewards obedience. Start tonight. Readiness test number 4. Do you have skill oil or just shouting? Scripture already answered it. Do you see a person skilled in their work? They will stand before kings. They will not stand before obscure people. Proverbs 22:29. Translation: competence creates access. Diligence creates demand. Increase follows skill, not slogans. You're asking God to open doors. He can. But skill is what keeps you in the room. I'm not talking about pay your tithe and God will bless you. That's real. But that's page 1. God blesses the work of your hands, so bring him trained hands. Let me confront the fantasy. Transfer does not replace training. You don't leapfrog preparation because you're anointed. Bezalel was spirit-filled and skilled with gold, bronze, and wood. The Spirit didn't make him skip learning. The Spirit made his learning excellent. If you're tired of being the most prayerful person in the room and still the most broke, hear me. You don't have an income problem. You have a skill gap. You're waiting on God. God is waiting on you. Here's the readiness metric. If I gave you a laptop and a week, could you produce something people will pay for without new debt, without "let me figure it out," with quality you can prove? If you can't name the problem you solve and show 3 receipts, samples, or case studies, you're not ready for Kings yet. Not condemned, not forgotten, just not ready. Fix it. Strategy now. Pick 1 monetizable skill, not 5. 1. Sales, prospecting, cold email, appointment setting. Bookkeeping, QuickBooks, reconciliations, simple P&L, HVAC, EPA 608 prep, maintenance checklists, mini-split installs, coding, HTML/CSS/JavaScript, a simple CRUD app, copywriting, landing pages, email sequences, ads, nursing specialization, ACLS, wound care, telemetry cert, project management, Kanban, Gantt, risk registers, CAPM. Choose a lane with demand you can verify on job boards and freelancer sites. Stop picking by vibes, pick by value. Plan a 60-day skill sprint, 1 hour a day. Non-negotiable. Faith with a calendar. Free resources. YouTube playlists from credible instructors, library books, Coursera and edX audits, vendor documentation, community college open resources. Day 1 to 7, fundamentals. Day 8 to 21, 1 mini project per day. Day 22 to 45. Build a portfolio project big enough to scare you a little. Day 46 to 60. Publish, pitch, and refine based on feedback. Produce output, not just watch content. Sales. 100 cold emails sent, a pipeline spreadsheet, a script with objection handles. Bookkeeping. Mock books for a sample business, month-end close checklist, a clean P&L and balance sheet. HVAC, pass practice exams, document a maintenance procedure with photos and steps. Coding, ship a small app on GitHub with a README and a live demo. Copywriting, 3 full landing pages with before and after rewrites and a swipe file. Nursing, complete the CE hours, prep notes, and a skills checklist you can hand to a charge nurse. Project management, a portfolio with a charter, WBS, timeline, budget, and risk log for a sample project. Publish and pitch. LinkedIn updated with the skill headline. A simple 1-page site or portfolio link. 3 outreach messages per day to target employers or clients. Here's a sample. Here's the result. Here's when I'm available. Ask for 1 piece of feedback from a practitioner each week. Adjust. Iterate. Diligence creates demand. Here's what obedience looks like tonight. Choose the skill. Write it on paper. Block the hour on your calendar for the next 60 days. Same time, protected time. Set the alarm. Subscribe to the top 2 free learning sources. Pull 1 book from the library. Create a blank portfolio folder on your desktop with 3 subfolders. Learn, build, ship. Then start the first lesson before you sleep. Not someday, tonight. God can open the door. Bring him a craft that can stand before kings. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Start the sprint. Readiness test number 5. Joseph didn't pray the famine away. He built storage and strategy. Genesis 41 is your manual. Pharaoh has a dream. 7 fat cows, 7 lean. Joseph doesn't just say, God will handle it. He interprets and immediately designs an economic plan. Let Pharaoh appoint a discerning and wise man, and take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. Store it up under Pharaoh's authority for food in the cities, to be kept for the 7 years of famine. Genesis 41:33-36. Did you catch it? Wisdom is spiritual. Planning is spiritual. Pharaoh saw the Spirit of God in Joseph's plan. Genesis 41:38-39. Not because he shouted, because he strategized. Faith plans for winter while it's still summer. Here's your readiness metric, and I won't soften it. If one emergency would wipe you out, a blown tire, a copay, a 2-week gap in hours, then you are not ready for more. You are one surprise away from panic, and panic is expensive. Without storage, abundance becomes a memory, and famine becomes your master. Proverbs says, "Precious treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish person devours all he has." Proverbs 21:20. Translation: wise people keep something, fools eat it all. If every check leaves your account empty, that's not generosity. That's a lack of Joseph. System now, not vibes, structure. Step 1, build a starter emergency fund. First $1,000 fast, or 1 full month of essential expenses if you're self-employed or variable. Essential means needs only. Rent/mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, minimum debt. Park it in a separate high-yield savings account named Emergency Do Not Touch. Not in checking, not in investments. Liquid, boring, safe. Boring is blessed when the tire blows. Step 2, scale to 3 to 6 months of expenses. If your income swings, aim 6 to 9. How? Add your monthly needs. Multiply by your target months. That number becomes a mission, not a myth. While you attack debt, keep the starter fund intact. As debts die, roll those payments to your storage until the cushion is real. Step 3, automate like Joseph. Separate accounts, bills, spending, emergency, and if you're self-employed, taxes. On payday, money moves without asking permission. Auto transfer to emergency the same day you get paid, even if it's 2%. Consistency is the seed. Raise it 1% each quarter until you're at 10 to 20%. Joseph took a fifth in abundance. When you get overtime, a bonus, a tax refund, treat part of it like Egypt's fifth. Storage first, celebration second. Step 4, align your bill dates. Call the companies, move due dates to 3 to 5 days after payday. Auto-pay them from the bills account only. This kills late fees and quiets chaos. Step 5, set up sinking funds. Mini Joseph bins for predictable surprises. Car repairs/maintenance, medical copays, gifts, annual fees and subscriptions, vacations, back to school, insurance premiums, property taxes. Take the yearly cost, divide by 12, auto-transfer that amount monthly into labeled sub-accounts. When the need shows up, the money is already standing at the door saying, "We planned for you. Here's what I need you to do tonight." Not tomorrow, tonight. Open a separate high-yield savings account and name it Emergency Do Not Touch. Set an automatic transfer for the next payday, even if it's $10. Seed it now with whatever you can. $25, $50. Make 3 calls to move bill due dates. List your top 5 sinking funds and write the monthly amount beside each. Set 1 microtransfer for each fund. Rename your accounts. Bills, spending, emergency, taxes. Then delete the debit card for emergency from your digital wallet. Put distance between you and your panic. Faith is not denial. Faith is preparation. Joseph proved it. Heaven honored it. God won't pour new wine into a cracked container, and He won't trust you with a harvest you refuse to store. Build the bins. Automate the flow. Plant the 2% and increase it. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Plan for winter while it's still summer. Start tonight. Readiness test number 6. Multiplication, not hoarding. God expects fruit. Jesus already settled this in the parable of the talents. To one He gave 5, to another 2, to another 1, each according to his ability. After a long time, the master returned and settled accounts. Matthew 25. The 5 became 10. The 2 became 4. The 1 buried his and brought it back with a speech. The master did not clap for safety. He called him wicked and lazy, took the talent and gave it to the one with 10. Hear me, the rebuke wasn't for having little. It was for burying it. What you bury, you lose. What you steward, God multiplies. And Ecclesiastes 11:2 already told you the next layer. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. Translation: don't depend on one stream. Spread wisely, build resilience. You're not faithless for diversifying, you're obedient. Meanwhile, you're waiting on a transfer and your only stream is a paycheck. Your only plan is vibes and your money sits in checking, earning nothing, while inflation eats it like locusts. That's not spiritual warfare out there. That's burying in here. Here's your readiness metric. If a $10,000 blessing hit your account and your plan is to let it sit or figure it out later, you're not ready. If you have one income stream and no automated investment setup, you're not ready. God won't pour new weight into a life that treats seed like decor. Seed is for sowing, order of battle. First, kill high-interest debt, especially anything double-digit. Slave chains off before you run. If your job offers a 401k match, capture the free match while you slay the debt. Then, after the high interest dies, speed into investing. Next, open the right containers. 401k or 403b at work, get the match. And slash or a Roth IRA you control. Choose low-cost index funds. Broad market, total stock market, S&P 500. Boring wins. Fees kill. Automate a contribution every payday. Start small, raise quarterly. Proverbs already blessed this. Gather little by little. No hype. Not meme coins. Not options roulette. Not I heard on TikTok. Wealth is patient math. Discipline over drama. While you invest, diversify income the biblical way. 7, yes, 8. Pick one extra stream and build it boring and consistent. Overtime or an extra shift. Freelance your skill, bookkeeping, design, writing, sales. A small product, digital template, guide, workshop. Consulting, package the result you can deliver and charge for it. Content that drives your service. Reselling, flip items with a clear margin. Don't chase 5. Pick one, 90 days. Ship weekly. Invoice honestly. Repeat. Here's what obedience looks like tonight. Set your first investment date. Open the account, Roth IRA if you're eligible, or increase your work plan to capture the match. Pick one low-cost index fund. Set a recurring draft for the next payday, even if it's $25. Name the auto transfer Seed. Then choose one extra stream. Write a 90-day micro plan. What you will sell, to whom, how many outreaches per day. Block 3 45-minute slots this week for build, pitch, fulfill. List one item to sell tomorrow and post it before bed. Seed the account with the proceeds within 24 hours. God expects multiplication, not storage only. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Stop burying. Start sowing. Set the date. Open the account. Automate the seed. Choose one stream. Build it boring. Build it faithful. Start tonight. Readiness test number 7. Clean hands keep wealth. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Proverbs 11:1. Translation: God does not anoint crooked gain. He detests dishonest scales, tax shortcuts, padded invoices, shady deals. Little lies you tell yourself are harmless because you needed the cash. Hear me, if the money needs darkness to grow, it will bring darkness to your life. Let's confront the trap. You're praying for blessing while filing creative numbers, under-reporting cash jobs, calling personal vacations business travel, claiming dependents that aren't yours, ghosting clients after taking deposits, using pirated software to deliver paid work, pressuring people with manipulative funnels. Fake timers, fake scarcity, borrowed testimonials, selling outcomes you can't deliver. You're forgetting to pay contractors on time while you post "God did it" about a new purchase. You don't need a transfer, you need a cleanse. Quick money is loud. Clean money lasts. A good name is chosen rather than great riches, Proverbs 22:1. Reputation is interest-bearing trust. Once you spend it, you can't buy it back with a sale. Here's your readiness metric. If an audit, a client review, or a church family member could not inspect your books, your receipts, your contracts, and your DMs without you sweating, you are not ready for more. If your business and personal money live in the same tangled account, you are not ready for more. If there is a person you owe, wages, refunds, borrowed cash, and you avoid their call, you are not ready for more. God isn't withholding. He's protecting you from building a tower on sand. So we build guardrails, separate accounts, business checking for business transactions only, no commingling. Use invoices and receipts every time. Written contracts, clear scope, price, timeline, and deliverables. No vague promises. Deliver in full or issue a partial refund without being chased. Pay what you owe, vendors, taxes, tithes, wages, on time. If you made an error, correct the record. Amend the return if needed. Send the corrected invoice. Own it. Make restitution like Zacchaeus. He met Jesus and immediately offered to repay with interest. Luke 19. That's not legalism, that's fruit. In marketing, kill the manipulation. If there are 10 units, say 10. If it's evergreen, don't fake a countdown. Use real testimonials with permission or don't use them. In sales, match words to reality. Over-deliver quietly. Let your yes be yes, Matthew 5:37. Here's what I need you to do tonight, not tomorrow, tonight. Identify one integrity gap by name. Write it down, then set a deadline this week to repair it. Open a separate business checking account and move your next sale through it. Email one client you shorted and make it right, refund or bonus service. Schedule a payment to the person you owe, even if it's a plan over weeks. Remove any fake scarcity from your sales page. Buy the legal license for the tool you use. Draft a simple one-page contract template and use it for every deal going forward. If your taxes are wrong, book an appointment to amend before the weekend is over. Increase sits safely on righteousness. Dirty money contaminates the house. Choose light. Build with clean hands or watch it crumble. God will not fund manipulation. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Purge the darkness. Protect the blessing. Start tonight. Readiness test number 8. The counsel gap. You keep asking God what you refuse to learn. Proverbs already settled it. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. Proverbs 15:22. That's not a suggestion. That's a system. Humility is a financial strategy. Pride keeps you broke in private. Isolation sounds spiritual, just me and God, but it's actually convenient disobedience. God is not withholding wisdom, you're withholding access. Hear me, you can love Jesus and still need a coach, a mentor, an accountant, a financial plan. That's not unbelief, that's obedience. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, another proverb says, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. You're praying for clarity while refusing conversation. You're asking for breakthrough while hiding your numbers. You don't need another prophecy about wealth. You need a calendar invite with somebody who can read a P&L. Prayer is not a substitute for counsel. Wisdom is part of God's provision. Here's your readiness metric. If no one besides you has seen your true numbers in the last 90 days, income, expenses, debts, savings, goals, you are not ready for transfer. If you do not have a recurring monthly money meeting on your calendar, you are not ready. If correction offends you more than overdrafts stress you, you are not ready. God won't pour increase into a life that treats pride like privacy. So we install guidance. Practical, accessible, now. Start in your church. Quietly ask 2 proven business leaders or wise stewards for 20 minutes each. Not hype men, people with fruit and receipts. Go to SCORE. Org. Free mentors, retired executives and operators who will review your plan at 0 cost. Call your local credit union. Many offer free financial coaching and debt counseling without selling you a product. If your situation is complex, find a vetted CFP who acts as a fiduciary, not a cousin with a hot tip, a licensed, accountable professional. Join a budget community, your church's finance class, a nonprofit's money group, or an online zero-based budgeting community where you post progress and get correction before a crisis. Seek counsel before the house is on fire. Build an accountability system. Put a monthly money meeting on the first Sunday night of every month. Non-negotiable. Agenda, not vibes. Step 1, pray for wisdom 2 minutes. Step 2, open the numbers. Track your net worth. Assets minus liabilities every 30 days in a simple spreadsheet. It's your scoreboard. No hiding, no storytelling, just math. Step 3, review last month's budget versus actuals. Where did the plan break? Fix the leak, not the excuse. Step 4, debt update. Current balances, next target, extra payment scheduled. Step 5, savings and investing, emergency fund progress, auto-invest dates and amounts set. Step 6, goals, 90-day targets, 1 action per goal scheduled this week. Step 7, accountability, 1 trusted person who can ask you 3 hard questions, and you must answer with numbers, not narrative. This week, book 1 conversation with someone ahead of you, and show up with numbers, not stories. Email or text tonight. I respect your stewardship. Could I get 20 minutes to show you my snapshot and ask 3 specific questions? Prepare a 1-page snapshot. Monthly income, fixed bills, variable spend, debts with balances and interest, savings and investments, top 3 goals, top 3 questions. Attach your last 2 bank statements and, if you run a business, a simple P&L. Show up on time. Take notes. Do the homework within 7 days. Report back in 30 days with results. That's humility. That's strategy. Here's what I need you to do tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Put monthly money meeting on your calendar for the next 6 months. Create a net worth tracker with today's date and fill it in. Draft your 1-page snapshot. Send 3 messages to a church business leader, a SCORE mentor, and your credit union coach, requesting a call this week. Pick 1 accountability partner and give them permission in writing to ask you for screenshots monthly. God already answered your prayer in Proverbs. Now honor the answer. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Get counsel. Get humble. Get moving tonight. This is your commissioning. You don't get ready after the blessing. You get ready before it. And readiness attracts responsibility. Stop waiting on transfer. Become transfer ready. Time stamp your obedience. Day 1. Write the budget and start tracking. Zero-based. Every dollar gets an assignment before the month begins. Giving, saving, needs, then wants. Pull your last 2 bank statements. Label each line. Tonight, choose a tool, paper, a simple spreadsheet, or a free budgeting app, and enter this week forward. Set daily tracking alarms, not vibes, math. Jesus said, sit down and count. Day 2, list every debt and choose your payoff strategy. Smallest to largest, snowball it. Minimums on all, extra to the smallest until it dies, then roll that payment to the next. If you've got a double-digit interest monster, attack it first and fast. Freeze the cards. Put them in a bag of water in the freezer if you must. Proverbs already told you, The borrower is slave. Break chains in order. Day 3. Cancel leaks and set boundaries. Tonight, cancel 3 subscriptions. Delete saved cards from phones and browsers. Install the 24-hour rule for non-essentials. Set app limits for social and shopping. Put cash in envelopes for your weak categories. When the envelope is empty, the spending is done. Discipline is free. Excuses are expensive. Day 4. Open savings and automate. Separate high-yield account named Emergency Do Not Touch. Set an auto transfer for next payday, even if it's $10. Rename your other accounts bills, spending, taxes. Move bill due dates to align with payday. Start 2 sinking funds, car and medical. Micro transfer $5 if that's all you have. Joseph stored during abundance so famine couldn't own him. Start your storehouse. Day 5. Choose the skill and schedule learning. 1 lane, 1 hour a day for 60 days. Free. YouTube, library, vendor docs, community college open resources. Create a folder. Learn, build, ship. Tonight, pick the syllabus and begin lesson 1. Build 1 small deliverable this week that someone can see. Day 6. Start or outline the side income. Name your offer, your buyer, your price, your promise. Write a 90-day micro plan, 3 outreaches per day, 1 deliverable per week. Post your first offer tonight. Facebook, LinkedIn, a simple landing page, or a text to 3 people who already trust you. Invoice clean, deliver on time. Send the first $25 of profit straight into seed, your investment auto draft. Day 7. Schedule counsel. Put your monthly money meeting on the calendar for the first Sunday night. Draft your 1-page snapshot, income, expenses, debts, savings, goals. Send 3 messages, a church business leader, a SCORE mentor, and your credit union coach. Ask for 20 minutes this week. Give 1 accountability partner written permission to demand screenshots monthly. Objections die here. No money needed to start. YouTube is free. The library is free. SCORE is free. Renaming accounts is free. Canceling subscriptions makes you money. Delayed gratification is free. Laziness is overpriced. You are not cursed, not forgotten, not destined to be broke, but you are responsible. God is not withholding. He is waiting on a steward. Now move. Not tomorrow, tonight. Time-stamp your obedience. If this set you free and set you moving, like this, share it, subscribe. Not to tickle your ears, but to build a people who walk in freedom through obedience. He doesn't reward wishes. He rewards obedience. Start the war plan now.